Let's see if it'll start. It's been over a month since I've started it. Stumble. There it goes. The fuel system pressurizing. What's the deal with that gauge? There. Wow. Ah, the car sit. Weird things happen. Okay. So this is John. It is October 21st, 2024. And this is the 92 300E W124 with an M103 engine that we've been resurrecting. Oil pressure is good. Right there. Got 148,000 miles, closing in at 150,000 miles. And so today I bought a new one of these. Well, a different one. It's not new. It's 30 years old. This one's got a crack in it. Not horrible, but you can see right there. Yeah, these will get cracked. You can see cracks, especially when they sit outside. It's the heat, the cold, expansion, contraction. Maybe we'll get another one of these. This one's okay. All of these are okay. All on the doors are okay. Yeah. So I got, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hole, and I got one that's a 6 hole that I'm going to put in here, because this right here, I added this, and you look at some of my previous videos of the car, you know, overheating or getting hot, and I got everything straightened out with that. I mean, everything here, the climate control unit was miswired from a previous owner, so it wasn't activating the high-speed auxiliary fan when the temperature, I believe it's, I don't know, when it's almost, when it gets above this one, that's an 80 mark. Let's see if I can see it. There's a 80 mark. Usually about 85 is real normal for these cars. Hot time during the summertime, you're running your AC, it'll approach the 90 or 100 mark, the next mark up. And when it goes over that is the danger. That's the danger point of where it's getting severely overheated, and you can wipe your head, you can blow your head gasket. When it gets to that 120 mark, there's a good chance you have blown your head gasket. How do I know this? Because I've replaced 3 head gaskets in this car because of the overheating. When we got the car, my son bought it off of eBay, $3,800 in 2013. It arrived with a blown head gasket. How did I know it had a blown head gasket? Because the coolant reservoir tank, expansion tank, the coolant was like monkey poop. It was just water and oil mixed, and that's a sign of blown head gasket. I forget the second time when it blew a head gasket. I think it overheated too. The third time, you know, it was like I went through the entire cooling system. I replaced and tested everything in this car. The only thing I couldn't figure out was this. I couldn't get the wiring schematic. A viewer sent me the schematic for this car, and he actually noticed that On this side, the connection, 14-pin wire connection on both sides. The colors of the wires were wrong. So somebody had done, you know, I don't know who did, stereo installer, pulled it out, who knows. So I corrected that. Now everything is working as you know, as it's supposed to. But I figured out how to activate the high-speed fans at will by putting this switch in here. This used to be the switch for the headrests. You have headrests in these cars, and you pull them up manually, but you can't put them down manually. You have to use a switch. Well, I said, well, we never use that function, you know. So I took that switch out and put this one in, and I would like to get that function back just in case we ever sell the car or somebody lifts the thing, you know, and you'd have to like just pull all this apart to get the headrest down. Pain in the butt. So I got a 6-hole one. I'm not sure how many. I think some of them might even have more switches depending on the options of the car, you know. I've seen some with like more. I think I've seen more slots. So I got it off of eBay. It was $35. It said it has no cracks. I don't see any cracks on it. It's Zebrano wood, Zebrano wood, Zebrano wood. Supposedly Zebrano wood is an endangered species of wood that you can't harvest anymore. All right, so they don't make any of these replacement ones. They just take old ones and refinish them. So I'm going to attempt to remember the wiring that I used to get this thing here. You can hear it. Hear it? That's the high-speed fan. That will bring down, what happened to this little voltage thing I got? Oh, there's that thing. Is it this? Yeah. Let's see what the voltage is reading. Yeah, it's running pretty good, I think. Should have more gas than that though. Getting the temperature. Yeah, so when that thing's, you know, you got the air conditioning on, it's 100 degrees outside Fahrenheit, really hot during the summer or whatever. Stop and go traffic is usually when these don't do well in really hot conditions. And stop and go traffic, you know, the mechanical fan doesn't really lock up at a low RPM. It locks up when you're moving like at a 3000 RPM. At least this is what I've read. Okay. And yeah, and don't say, did you replace the fan clutch? I replaced everything. Anything in the cooling system that you can name, I have replaced. Okay. So when this thing, I see it creeping towards the 90 mark, 100 mark, whatever mark you want to call it. AC's on. I turn that fan on and it'll bring that temperature down within like 20 to 30 seconds. It'll just bring it down to like the 80 mark. It's crazy how fast it brings it down. That's a high-speed fan. It has a low-speed function, and that's when you have the AC on. It's an automatic function. After a couple minutes, the fans cycle on and off, and they're just trying to, you know, cool off the condenser. But they don't really cool the engine at all. They're just there to, you know, cool off the condenser because you're using the air conditioning and it's trying to blow the heat out of the condenser. So, yeah, full max. good. It brought the idle up a little bit. Turn the AC on. Good voltage. So yeah, it's just a matter, it's really easy to access this. There's just two screws here. There's one here, one here. You undo that and the wood comes off. It just like a hinge, it goes like this. There's a little couple little hooks here maybe, but you just undo it, boom, take it out. Then you got the climate control unit behind there, and if I remember, I traced the wiring, or the wiring in the for this unit here. That involves sending a signal to the high-speed auxiliary fan also. So if you've got a bad one of these, you know, it could be a problem. But yeah, this coolant sensor sends a signal to this. This sends a signal to a relay, a K9 or K10 relay, and the fuse box for the I think it's 30 amp auxiliary high-speed function for the fan. Yeah, so this unit tells that fan to turn on. My wiring was all messed up, so you know it was like not working. But I want to be able, you know, it's nice to be able to cool this thing off, because I'm sick and tired of replacing head gaskets. Most of these 300Es that I've gotten and have had problems with the overheating. You know, I think I had a 300 SC with the same engine. It would always be about the 90 mark, you know. It was okay. I think that whole system worked, but this car, I don't know what they did to it. There could be something else wrong with it in the wiring. Found a lot of really weird, you know, things in the wiring. I found 5 grounds, brown wires for these cars located. I think it was somewhere in here, back here. They were all cut, you know, and I think I found cut grounds behind the instrument cluster on the firewall. There's a big main ground lug there with all these brown wires. Some of those were cut, you know. I'm like, who the hell, you know, who did that? So who knows what else they did, but so far everything's good. Okay, it's good. We're at temperature now. All right. All right, just gonna drive it around a little bit. AC's nice and cold. It's gonna be hot today again. My last video, we had a heat wave that lasted 3 weeks. I think that was in end of September, beginning of October. Clear. Get some gas for this thing. There's always a line of people getting gas. I think I'll just go to walk across the street. Oh boy. Okay, I gotta drop off a package. Brakes work good. Better work good, right? Right. We got gas, $5 a gallon. For Supreme. Yeah. A bit more gas in there. Let's drive this thing around, we'll exercise it. God, this shopping center is crazy. It's crazy here. Clear. Yeah, so how's everybody doing? Getting ready for an election here. It's gonna be crazy. uh, okay, doing pretty good. I'll run the AC and exercise that. We don't drive this car that much anymore. So about once a month, you know. Yeah, I can see the temperature's going up. We'll crank it up, AC up in the driveway, and see how hot it gets. Okay. Yeah, you can see how fast it brings it down. It used to be like right up to that mark. Not bad. Pulls a little bit of juice. But you know what? It's an auxiliary fan. Aren't you afraid that you're going to wear that fan out? I don't really care because I would just, it's easier to replace a fan than it is doing a head gasket. Look at that. I mean, I think that's a really good invention. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this thing apart and replace everything. We got some gas. Got the car up to temperature. Everything's good. Voltage is, it's okay. At AC, that compressor really drains the voltage. It really uses a lot of volts. I'm sure a brand new one it wouldn't pull so much. That's another day. Okay. Yeah, this is it. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Isn't that nice? In July 1987. This is a 92. Hopefully it'll fit. I think it will. It's got the 2 at the bottom and 2 little hooks. See? Let's put that in there. Why is it every time I decide to film, it decides that it wants to get really hot out? It's already at 86 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hot. Now I got to find a switch. This is kind of like the junk room. Oh my God. I don't want to look through all this. Spark plugs. Let's see what's in here. A bag. It's the old tank that's been replaced. I don't know what this is. This is part of the headliner material. So I got this. This goes somewhere under the dash. No idea. I think these are all the old headlights. Where, oh where? Spark plugs. Oh God. Random, just random stuff. Right there, yeah. High-speed fan relay. Still good. I bought new ones. High and low speed. I bought all the, you know, the temperature sensors, all that stuff. But I save everything. I have boxes in my shed just filled with parts from these cars. Okay, let's get in the shady part. Wow. I disconnect the battery whenever I work on anything electrical that's, you know, get some cross flow ventilation. Yeah, so here it is. One, two, yeah. Okay. So that'll go probably right here. Yeah. Okay. Let's take the mighty skill. Wish I had a better one of these, but I'm cheap. Yeah. Boom. Okay. Pull up. Boom. And then you gotta undo the... Oh, there. Now look at that. That's just... Yeah, that's perfect. It's gonna be perfect. Let's test fit. 1, 2. Oh, wait a minute. It's the wrong one. Come on, John. Get out of here. Oh, there. Perfect. See what I mean? Best part is no cracks. Okay, so now I have to pull this thing out again. There you go. The shiny ones. Then I got to figure out the wiring. There. Okay. All right. What's this one? Oh, this is a... Okay, so this has... I'm going to undo this. The little screws. Okay, I think that these two here, yeah. I just want to be able to separate. Okay, so now I have that separated, so you can look at it. So I can look at it. Yeah, so it's got this kind of block with all the wiring that goes in first, and then the switch goes in there. So I'm not gonna get rid of this so you don't get confused. So yeah, there's the headrest thing, and it's just a momentary. That means it's not either on or off. It's just when you hit it, it just sends a signal, then it goes back. I don't know what kind of signal it is. If it's a ground wire, I think it might be just ground wires. completing a circuit. I don't know what's behind the headrest to make it pop back down. So what I need is I'm gonna have to put it over here for the headrest. It's okay. But here's an extra one of these. I don't know why. I don't know why there's that. I have to look at my video. What's it say? Oh, good, John, you marked it. Rear headrests. Cool. So I'll pull that off. Now, there's a wire. That's a ground wire. So that kind of looks like something I borrowed to make this one work. So yeah, so wow. Yeah, so it's just, yeah, I used a little piece of red wire. So that, yeah, so it's this brown wire, and I think that's the one that goes to the relay over there that activates. Yeah. So now I can try stripping this back to verify and applying a wire ground to see if it triggers those things. Then that would be nice, wouldn't it? So this, it's gonna go in here. You look at this, and it's got 3 pins on one side, like that. 3 pins on one side. No. 3 pins on one side and 1 pin on the other side. Okay, good. I'm telling you, this has got to be the easiest thing I've ever done. There, now it's locked into place. And then you have this. Just goes in there. Like that. I think like that, huh? Okay. Now I'm just going to strip this back, jumper it, see if it's a ground. Where are all these wires going to? They haven't been cut, so that's good. So just testing it. I'm going to have that end on the negative side, so I make sure I got a good ground. Go right here and strip this one back. Okay, get rid of that. There's that. Okay, so I'm good to go there. Well, now let me turn the battery back on. Let's I'll just put one up for now in case it didn't work. Perfect. Okay, so I've got that. I've got this. No sparks. Key on. Try the switch. Nothing. Huh. Okay, so this is I found this online. This is the rear head restraint system. May 86. So, eh. So here's the switch. It's really hard to read this because it's, you know, like, can you read that? All I can read switch. Look at this writing. What the heck is that? So it works off a vacuum from the engine. So there's some kind of a vacuum. So I'm gonna try to start the car since it's vacuum operated. We'll try that. All right. Switch to an iPhone from the GoPro. The battery's dying on it. It's charging. So reconnect the battery. Semi-tight. That up there. I got this. Right here. Okay. Keys. Good to start. So we get this thing going. Oh my God. Oh. Okay, so there's a ground. Start the engine. Hey, that worked. That's pretty modern, isn't it? I wonder if the Teslas have this kind of feature. I'm sure they do. Oh God, I can't fit. I'm too big. I'm too big. 6'3", 200 pounds, and I can't fit in a lot of things. Okay, there's that. Oh, there's that. All right, let's give it a shot. You have to hold it because if there's a vacuum valve in the back also with all this kind of weird stuff. Let's see if this works. This one? Yeah. Wow. That is so high tech. I can't believe it. So yeah, all I gotta do is just solder that and boom, I'm done. Okay. Okay, just to verify that I have a ground here on this, I took the jumper cable, put it on the ground cable there, all that stuff. All right. Have the meter set to continuity. It's that mark right there. Okay. And then just touch. Come on, wait, baby. Hear that? That's a ground signal. Before I was trying to like, oh, is this a ground? Is that screw a ground? And it's like, it wasn't working for me. So, okay, so now I'm just got to solder all this stuff, and this is just the dome light. Then we'll be able to put it back together. magically. It's not the funniest thing in the world. So that works. What else works? That works. You got your defroster. Now this is the recirculating switch with the blinking red light. When it blinks there, that's not a good thing. This, that works, that works. That works. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Off. Turn everything off. That's good. Oh my God. So that's a pretty clean, clean unit. I mean, this one was pretty clean too, but it had just a small crack right there. This one doesn't. Same, basically the same deal there. So I bought this one with shipping was $51. So I'm just going to put this one up on eBay and, you know, sell it for 35 bucks. Make most of my money back. We'll just leave this in there. I wish there was something I could put here, you know, auxiliary fan, somehow be able to write something but like that. If anybody's got any ideas, put them in the comments. All right, so done with that job. Took me like, I don't know, 40 minutes. You know, luckily it's just remember, you know, if you ever want to do that, it's kind of 30-year-old car, helping it out. The ground wire that triggers the auxiliary fan for the high speed, it comes from the climate control unit. That one wire. You can look at some of my older videos how I wired it. That one wire just sends a ground signal, completes a circuit, and turns the fan on at will. Okay. Same with those headrests. It's just a ground wire. Once I got that ground reconnected, start the engine because it runs off vacuum. There's a vacuum pump, and there's all kinds of, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. You saw that schematic. Anyways, this is John, and next time I still got to tint the back window. Figure that out. I'll try to do that. I got to get the SL smogged and 91 500 SL. It's got to be smogged running through California emissions. I think the idle speed control valve is still a little wonky. The other day it kind of hung up for just a little bit, but if it hangs up at 1500 RPM or 2000 RPM, when they're testing it, it'll fail because it's got to be, they do an idle test. So I ordered some new hoses for it. I'm going to clean it out one more time and test it. If not, then we're going to have to replace it. I mean, used ones on eBay are like $500 to $700. You know, really dirty, nasty looking ones are like 90 bucks, but most of them don't work right. They're dirty. But I did find a aftermarket for $87 on Rock Auto. We might try that, you know, as long as you can return it if it doesn't work. But we'll get into that later. Anyways, this is John. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of your day, week, whatever. It's 92 degrees. Is it ever going to be winter? Bye.